Because it breaks every time. Okay, it's recording now. All right. Hey, everybody. It's the Draft Magic Podcast with Marlon Egolf
Hello.
and Josh Frankel.
Hi.
Good old Greg Jolin. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing fine. I still exist. What's up?
There he is. He's been away for a while, but we made him hop on the podcast with us. I'm Vito Giswaldi. I've also been away for a while, but damn it. It's been too long since the last podcast. It's been months, I think.
The last podcast came out at the beginning of M12 when we talked about it talked about M12 for a few minutes, which was all it was interesting, and now we can talk about Innistrad because Innistrad's actually interesting.
Yeah, we tried to get one together for the Innistrad release, and it never came together, but now we get to actually talk about it. I actually feel really guilty because one guy left us a comment. He's like, wow, you guys have the best podcast. And we responded to that by not doing another one for like 3 months. So
yeah, that's
how
we respond to praise.
That's our one
fan.
fan.
You like us? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, start hating on
Constant disappointment is DraftMagic.com. You are never having if you like something, we'll never do it again. But we're doing it again. We're talking about Innistrad. It's the new format. People have been playing it. How long's it been out? Like a month now? Not even.
Online,
more than
probably 2 weeks.
Yeah, online like
In
2
real
weeks.
life, probably a little more than a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit more.
I mean, because I only play on Moto, so I just got my...
Yeah, there have probably been 3 PTQs in New England with the set.
Yeah. I suck at Innistrad, I have learned. I was like, I'm going to get back on the site, I'm going to record a video for Innistrad, and then I proceeded to lose like 10 drafts in a row. And all my decks looked really solid, so it really just is kind of like a weird format. But here's the thing, it's not very bomb dependent, which is good.
Although I've had a sweet deck that just lost games 1 and 3 to a turn 4 Olivia.
Yeah.
I just could not do anything against.
Well, the thing
Yeah,
is,
that's the
because
big
there
one.
aren't as many bombs, losing to a bomb hurts that much more.
Yeah,
Because
I mean
you're
that
like, oh,
that was
fuck.
a mythic case that happened once. It's not like I lost to a Carnifex demon or a Contagion engine over and over again.
Yeah, which was pretty much... Yeah, you know how many Wraths were printed in Shards of Alara? Was it Shard?
Scars of Mirrodin.
Scars of Mirrodin. For some reason, the names sound the same to me.
Right. Well,
there was
it's
like 15 Wrath of Gods in that format.
At least.
it was a lot, and they
Well-
were all like on creatures. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Olivia may be mythic, but Bloodline Keeper isn't, and that one's pretty annoying.
I've never played against Bloodline Keeper or Open Bloodline Keeper. You want to know something weird? So I did 2 sealed. This is on Moto. I did 2 sealed, and then I did 7 drafts initially, and I did not open a single mythic rare. Not only that, I never played against a mythic rare.
Yeah.
It took me, I literally saw 34 or 35 packs before I opened or played with a mythic.
I'm pretty pissed that I just like can't open anything really good in the format. Like, I did a ton of drafts. I think I got 1 Snapcaster Mage, but I don't know.
I started off with 3 in a row. I got 3 Snapcasts in a row, then I've seen nothing. And no Planeswalkers, no nothing.
That
Like
sucks.
that. Yeah.
Which one's Bloodline Keeper, by the way, that you were talking about?
The 3/3 for 4 that taps will put a 2/2 with flying to play.
I did, I don't know if you saw the draft I posted at the beginning of this week. I posted 2 on Monday on Halloween.
No.
But one of those is a vampire. I drafted a vampire tribal deck with like a couple Rockish Airs, which are whenever a vampire deals combat damage to an opponent, put a +1/+1 counter on it.
Yeah, that shit's busted if you can actually make it work.
I think I had 11 total vampires. And like I played Vampiric Fury and whatnot, like the shitty 15th pick, like all vampires get +2/+0 on first strike.
See, I've been kind of disappointed with how hard it is to actually put a tribal build together.
Well, it's not really a tribal set.
Yeah, I know, but
I managed to get a ton of vampires, and I won the draft. And after that, I put together block vampires, and I've been playing that online a lot, and it's actually pretty sweet. I mean,
it looks like a really fun... Is that just red-black, like...
it's just red-black. Like you literally play almost every vampire. Like you played like
what are the
Blood
beneficial
Crazed
cards
Neo
for
Knight
that?
and like
Yeah.
Crossway Vampire and stuff like that.
I'm surprised Neonate's getting played, but I guess it makes sense. I thought it was like too risky.
The reason to play the deck is because it's super aggressive, and like the other super aggressive deck, the white green humans decks, can't block Stromkirk Noble.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
So like a turn 1 Stromkirk Noble will get in for a ton, and then you have actually Vampire Interlopers, which they only have one way to block it, which is Spirit tokens. And you just get in with them and eventually finish them with like a Brimstone Volley or like a a Devil's Play or
That's pretty
Celestia
cool.
Bloodhall or something like that. The deck's actually pretty good. I think once the next set comes out, you can replace like some of the chafe, like the Blood Crazed Neo Knights, with like actual better cards. And
Is
I mean,
Rakish Air like the real like
Rakish Air
tribal
is like
thing there?
very annoying. Like it seems like kind of like gimmicky, but like that's the card people will kill.
Now, in terms of draft colors, it seems like you can kind of make. It's weird because like it doesn't force you into any colors really, but there are like some that people like better than others. I know Greg was like just force green. Not you, Greg. Other Greg was force green white every time because nobody's taking.
That's actually what
travel
I was told before my
preparations.
PTU top 8 draft because I hadn't done a 8-man draft before.
And they said just forest green. Well, it seems
No,
like
it doesn't
white
work
is
anymore.
white is so deep. It seems.
Well, this was like 2 weeks ago. I don't think
Yeah.
the deck was all over the place yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, now travel preparations won't come like.
Although
Everybody knows.
it will occasionally table.
Yeah.
Well, I literally didn't see a travel preparations in my draft, which was beyond annoying.
That sucks. I mean,
Yeah,
are there any colors that you guys think are just better than others right now, or?
Blue.
Blue is very good.
And is it being underdrafted, or is it just deep?
It's really
It's
deep.
deep. Yeah, it's very deep. It might actually be
a lot of ways to-
overdrafted, but it's very deep.
What cards are in there that people are like not really paying
I mean,
attention
there's
to?
a lot of
I know we were talking
graveyard-
about the crab as being
Fortress
like,
Crab.
There's a lot
I
of
was pretty
graveyard
happy when I had a.
synergies
Oh, are
and
there?
decks that you can draft without graveyard synergies that are still good.
Yeah, Fortress Crab is definitely one that it's like you want these on the table because it stops you from getting hit in the head.
Sometimes it depends on your deck.
I
If
was
you're
pretty happy with that
blue, if
one.
you're blue-white, you don't want Fortress Crabs.
Yeah. Is blue white just aggro?
Blue-white like flyers and what's it called, like Invisible Stalker and that type of crap.
That guy is an asshole.
That's such bullshit, man. I got so upset when I saw that card. I'm like, come on, you guys.
You just have
Some
games
people-
that you can't win starting turn 3 because of that guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can they at
I've
least
never
print
got
answers
killed
for
by
that?
him.
Well,
I
you
mean,
really
I've got-
gotta like bring in some like artifact removal because it's really when
Yeah.
they like stick something stupid on him that you just get
Right.
fucked.
Right.
Speaking of artifact removal, it seems like when I was playing it about a week ago, Silver Inlaid Dagger was going really late, and I feel like that card is really good.
It is.
I mean, it's what's it called?
Bone Splitter.
Bone
Yeah.
Splitter, yeah, except slightly more expensive.
But
It's
it's
weird, I
also
never
it's
got
also
Bone
in a
Splitter.
set where there's like just kind of
It's
I
also
don't know, the evasive creatures are
it's
smaller.
like a worse trusty machete.
Yeah, but I feel like the set's slower, so
But it's
that
a better trusty machete, yeah, because the set's slower.
because the set's so slow that, and not to mention you have
Trusty
a lot
machete was incredible. What do you mean it's a better
Yes,
trusty
it-
machete?
of machete was
Okay,
good.
Machete
I
was so
lied.
good.
Yeah, I lied. Whatever. I just
I mean,
wanted to
machete
contradict
gave
you.
a point of toughness, which was actually super important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
cut
this
it
one,
all the time in this format. I never cut Bone Splitter, but I cut whatever
Dagger?
silver inlay dagger.
Yeah,
'cause
I've yet
you
to
just don't
play
have room
Silver
for it.
Inlaid
I mean, you
Dagger.
gotta build around it, but there's so many like tiny evasive creatures that they're tiny. They're like maybe like 2 power, guys that all of a sudden.
Well, it's one of the cards I feel like I have to change my opinion on because I didn't like it that much, and then I keep getting beat by it.
I mean, I've had, limited. I mean, obviously, I've been sucking at this format, but it seems anytime I stick a dagger on the table, I'm like, oh, something sucks for you. And, just kind of throw it around on guys and beat face. And it's awesome if you've got that lifelink vampire or whatever. Like, I mean, that guy's already good to begin with.
Right.
I like lifelinking. So overall, do you guys like the set or you don't like the... I can't...
I do like
I
the
gotta-
set. I haven't like cracked the the
Code.
code yet.
Haven't figured out the Da Vinci Code there.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
at the
an
point
awesome
where I
set.
can look at a pack and just like a deep pack and be like, this is the best card because this is the best strategy and like
Right.
this does this,
I mean,
Obviously,
I feel like I went into Magic 2012. I won like 15 drafts in a row, and I was like, all right, I got this format figured out from day one. And then I've come in Innistrad. I'm like, I don't. I'll try this and I'll try that, and I just can't figure out what's gonna make me happy.
Well, that's good, right? There's a lot of things to try in the format. and-
No, I'd rather have a set where nobody picks Ether Adept, and I go, huh,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
bounce everything
Oh.
and kick their ass.
So,
Yeah.
have
Frost
any
Breath
of you,
fun. All right.
have any of you other than me done live 8-man drafts as opposed to just Magic Online?
Yeah, I
I've
just joined a
done some
weekly
team
group.
drafts.
I haven't played real Magic in like a year.
I just started playing Real Magic for the first time in like 15 years, but
Dude, there's a game store a block from me. I actually have to give a shout out. I know nobody... How many people are going to listen to this podcast? Like 1,000 of them. But if any of you live in Los Angeles, come play with me at this game store. Oh, fuck, what's the name? It's like game... I don't even remember. I'll
Also,
post
just asking,
details
because how do you
later.
guys feel about the way it works now with the double-faced cards?
I was thinking about that. I can't have an opinion. I kind of feel like I'm missing
Yeah.
out on the like fun of that.
What
Well,
they
like,
did,
I did a draft. It was a 6-man, and it wasn't a team draft. It was just a 6-man at a store. We had 14 people, so we did a pot of 8 and a pot of 6.
Yeah.
And I was in the pot of 6. Anyway, the guy to my right opens up a pack and takes Truant Outlaw, the rare red flip card.
Yeah.
And passes me a pack, and the best card in it is red. And I'm like, well, I can't take this card. He's clearly going to draft red.
Let's go.
And that, otherwise I would have taken it, and it kind of like changed my entire draft strategy.
That's pretty
Well,
interesting.
I mentioned my PTU top 8 draft, and I tried to signal because I knew I wanted to be green going in, and the best card in my pack was the Ulvenwald Mystics, the 3/3 that flips into a 5/5 regenerator. So I just slammed it instantly, hoping people would take a signal, and I don't think anyone even looked.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it
it's hard
depends
to
on what
look.
kind of people you're drafting with. If you're drafting with a bunch of douchebags, they're going to see it and be like, oh, I'm going to cut him.
That sucks.
Time for me to start drafting green and cut him off.
Hey,
what they
speaking of-
did at the Grand Prix in Montreal, I wasn't there, but what people told me was at the drafts they had everyone flip their flip cards, show it to the table before, like when you open a pack, so that you don't have to worry about like looking to your left and right during the draft, just so you know
Really?
what cards are available.
Huh.
as
I,
opposed to,
like apparently there's
people
no
trying to be
rules about
sneaky.
it. Like they didn't have an official way of doing it, so that's the way they did it there. I don't know. I
If I
just
was
don't
a
like
player,
having
I
to
would
look
have been
left
like,
and right.
bullshit, I can hide my pick. I think they specifically said you're allowed to hide your pick.
No,
They
they
changed that
it.
pretty much immediately.
Why is
Really?
that? Because were people being sneaky Samuels?
They just didn't want to add that level of like physical or something. It was some
Yeah.
weird reason.
Yeah.
That's like one of Wizards, like, we don't want handicapped people to have some disadvantage in our game. Because Crippy Charlie is like, I can't hide my flip card. And I grab it with my mechanical arm.
He
I
talks
did hear him
exactly
say
like
that.
Did
Yeah.
they say, did Crippy Charlie say that?
Yeah, I overheard Crippy Charlie saying it, and
He's
that
a
He's
good
the guy
player,
with
that
one
Crippy
finger, right?
Charlie. He does
Yeah.
good, he does good stuff. So you guys been going out to tournaments at all?
No.
There's
I
a
pretty
tournament
much
in-
just go to PTQs.
Are you going to that PTQ this weekend in Rhode Island?
Yeah, the one where
Just-
scrub out, you get to go to a beer convention.
Yeah, there's a beer convention like
Oh,
in
fuck.
the same place as the PTQ.
I want to go.
Why
So I
wouldn't
mean,
they
I'm
just
gonna
join
go.
it
I'm gonna
together?
go O2 drop and take my cards, sell them, and then drink.
What the hell is a beer convention? You just go and get wasted?
It's a beer. What do you think? What do you think it is?
I
They give
don't
out
know.
samples and stuff.
I want that. Hey, something's going on in San Diego. Do you guys know what that is? I saw like an
Beer
ad
convention?
for it.
Chargers?
No, it's like Grand Prix San Diego or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what. It's, yeah. No, it's
That
not
could-
going on right now. It's going on there eventually.
Yeah, I know. I might
Are
go.
you gonna win?
Yeah, I'm gonna win a fucking.
You gonna
grand
play?
Prix. I might. I feel like I should go.
What is it, standard or something?
I don't know. I hate.
I
real-
think
oh,
No,
I-
it's limited. It's limited.
It
Yeah.
better be limited. Fucking, I'm not putting.
Just
a deck
go. I
together.
mean, you could win money. You can't get on the Pro Tour or like do
Yeah.
anything significant.
Any idiot can top 8 a limited Grand Prix. Just look at me.
Oh man.
Hey,
it's like 2
anyone can
hours
win
from
one.
here.
Look at me.
If I go, I hope there's some draft. I keep waiting to get recognized at like a Magic event. You know.
The only people who recognize me are people who already knew me.
They go, hey, it's Greg. Greg, did I ever get you a Draft Magic T-shirt?
Nope.
Josh, you got one?
Roberto keeps
No,
trying to give me
no.
his T-shirt.
Get me one. I'll wear it. I'll wear it a lot.
I'm gonna print more of them. If kids out there want to buy Draft Magic shirts, I'm gonna have a free week, hopefully, and I'll print up some T-shirts. So Innistrad is interesting, and
We should talk about the changes to the Pro Point system that happened
Oh
today.
boy.
I heard about that, and I don't really know what to. Well, obviously I'm not a pro, so I could give half of 2 shits. But
I mean, they
please
got
explain.
rid of Pro Points and they got rid of another Pro Tour.
I have 7 pro points this year, therefore I'm technically a pro.
Wait, they got rid of pro points?
Yeah, they get after next year. There's no more Pro Points. They haven't said what they're replacing it with. Oh, and Worlds, the World Championship tournament. It's
an
not
8-man
gonna
or
be,
some shit, right?
It's a 16-man, but you know how like the World Champion is the person who's done the best throughout the year.
Yeah.
Now
oh, no,
it's
the World
just
Champion is the person who wins Worlds. The Player of the Year is the person
a
who's
Player of the Year. Sorry. Now it's just a 16 person tournament in Gen Con.
That's so lame.
Yeah, it's
Is
like,
Ma-
well,
I
I
don't
hope you
get
want.
it. I thought
Congra-
Magic had like more money now. Like why are
They
they?
do. They have way more money.
Then
but
why are they cutting back on shit?
Because Hasbro as a company is doing shitty. So and
Oh,
Wizards
Christ.
is the
Magic
only
is-
thing that makes
is helping
money.
prop it up.
Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they need Magic to prop up every other failing thing of Hasbro. So, they print out more like Planeswalker garbage. And,
You're telling me Mr. Potato Head isn't selling well enough for Hasbro to
don't
leave
know,
Magic
man.
the fuck alone?
dude, if
What
Oshkosh
about
Bagosh can go out of
Transformers
business,
toys?
anything
Those
can.
must sell.
Wait, there's no more Oshkosh Bagosh?
Oh, no, they're long gone, man.
All over my
What?
closet, but
Yo, I
Everyone's
remember that.
favorite overall from their childhood.
Yo, I had some sick Oshkosh Bagosh.
Dude, I rocked Oshkosh Bagosh. I'd even go shirtless like Hillbilly.
Hearing you say I rocked Oshkosh Bagosh is like the funniest thing I've
That's
heard
the title
all
of my
day.
next spoken word album.
I rocked Oshkosh Bagosh.
Hello, Oshkosh.
Yo, fucking Wizards should split. I don't even know if they can.
So
Why'd they
yeah,
let-
so they took
yeah.
away the pro points and they took away another pro tour. They
But they'll
cut a
never
pro
take
tour
our
like-
freedom.
Yeah, so it's basically they're saying we don't give a shit about, the tournament players.
Didn't you figure that out based on Planeswalker points?
Oh, Christ.
Right. Well,
so, but how
And when they cut the
exactly-
last
They
Pro
keep-
Tour,
they keep
and when they cut
reinforcing
Team
it.
Pro Tours, like when's the last positive change they made regarding pro play as opposed to cutting things or making things
Nothing.
worse?
they got rid of Invitational. They got rid of another pro tour. They got rid of the
team
interesting
events.
formats. So it's basically like the only reason they have pro tours is so casual players can see what the coolest new decks are.
They got rid of player
No?
reward cards. I loved player rewards.
I didn't even know they got rid of those.
Yeah.
Dude,
a while
yeah.
ago. After they got rid of starter packs. Remember they were in every starter pack? And as soon as they got rid of starter packs, which must have been, I didn't really question it at the time, but that must have been a cost-cutting move too,
What, starter decks, you mean?
Getting rid of, not the pre-cons, but like starter packs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because they're
Yeah.
just like,
Triple packs.
we're giving away 15 free lands in these starter decks. Like we can
God forbid.
yeah. We'll just
Oh
get rid
man,
of-
that was my favorite format, and we only played it once. It
What?
was go to Target, steal a bunch of 60-card starter packs.
I believe
And
you
then-
mean purchase.
Yeah, we purchased a bunch of those fucking overpriced things. And then you just shuffled it up and played it as a deck. It was the best multiplayer game ever. I remember somebody actually got Horde of Notions on the table, and then a protect... I wish Jeff was here. Jeff remembers the whole story. Horde of Notions with
Horde of
Protective
Notions.
Bubble did not win the game. I don't know how that happened. Oh, it's
What-
because I had Foot Bottom Feast. Yeah.
Oh, those were the days, right?
Those were the days. Yo, it's hard to play a 60-card deck with only 15 land in it.
Yeah, it actually is.
Cards like Wanderer's Twig were like chase rares in that format.
I mean, hell, back in the day when I
Was,
played, when I was like
Fertile Ground was
13,
in that
all my
format,
decks had
right?
15.
Fertile Ground was in that format. If you had Fertile
yeah.
Ground, fucking busted. I had a Guile in my deck. I couldn't cast it. I'm like, I don't even think there's like one other island somewhere in there. I couldn't find it. It was a
Dude,
good...
I think back when I was like playing when I was 13, all my 60 card decks had well, that's a lie. All my decks were like 80 cards, but they only had like 20 lands in them.
I remember working at the game store. That's pretty much what every kid's deck looked like when they came in there.
Yeah, because why would you play less cards? I mean, that makes you want to have your war mammoths and like that type of thing in there. My
Did I ever
best
tell you the story about the, I think it was Shards of Alara, like, pre-release or something. And it was at Seth's store, X9 Games. And I sit down to play against a kid who was sealed. And the kid literally puts, like, his whole sealed pool down as a deck. And, like, I
Maybe
think
he forgot to click submit.
I don't know, like, what it was. And then I look at him and I'm like, hey, you don't have to play all the cards. And he looks at me really, like, for, like, a second. Then he grabs half the deck, puts it in his pocket, and presents the other half. And I was like, all right.
That's pretty.
And then
funny.
he beat you. Is that the end of the story?
No, he could have. He put down the 3/1 flyer for 2 mana or whatever it was, where you pay a black and it becomes a 3/1 for the turn. And then I guess he thought it was an enchantment or something because he literally did not attack me with it the entire game. And I had kept like a 7-land hand because I was like, I don't care. I'm like, if this kid beats me, he deserves to win.
Yeah, there was this time. Remember when they had those Cold Snap? They had the Cold Snap precons that had also like the Ice Age Alliances card in them.
Yeah, that shit was cool.
Yeah.
Like there was an FNM, a standard FNM that I went to, and one of the kids just like took one of those packs with like the Ice Age and Alliances card and just shuffled it into his FNM deck. And like the first card he plays is like Bounty of the Hunt, which is like an Alliance's uncommon. It's like,
that was like a marketing like mistake. Why would you make starter decks that like aren't standard legal?
Yeah,
their
that's why
Cold
Skullport
Snap was
like,
just
had to be legal in the starter deck or
Yeah.
pre-con.
Yeah.
I think everything about Cold Snap was a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Other than having
Other than qualifying me
No-covered
for my
lands.
first pro tour, everything about Cold Snap was terrible.
Talking about that stupid
Limited
dark
was
depth.
horrible. Like
Yeah.
all the what was that mechanic called? Where they just make
Ripple.
22 ones?
Ripple.
Yeah, the worst. The worst.
Yeah,
Ripple.
that was a very bad mechanic.
I'm pissed because Time Spiral was on MTGO for like the first time in forever, and I got to play
Yeah.
exactly one game of Time Spiral.
I played Zero. It's my favorite draft format ever.
It's my favorite format.
It'll be on. It's gonna be on soon again.
What are you
I'm sure.
talking
No,
about?
I
Like,
think you just missed it. There was like a Nyx Tix last week. Or
No,
something.
I think there was Nick's packs, and now there's Nick Ticks. I did a Time Spiral draft, and somebody because I was like, it's stupid that it's Nick's packs. The last one is
Yeah.
Nick's packs, so it's like 12 tickets to enter. But you can't enter with packs, but you win packs. So I was
Right.
like, this is ridiculous. Like,
It is
I don't win
ridiculous.
enough I don't win what I need to enter. And somebody like yelled at me in the comments. They were like, they're gonna be Nick's Ticks soon. Like, shut the hell
Wow,
up.
someone yelled at you in the comments? That never happens.
well, that's a new
Well,
thing
you know what
for
I mean.
us.
He was like, don't get all upset. Like, there's gonna be Nick's Ticks.
That's
I wish
not
we could
good
do
enough,
triple
though.
Chinese Time Spiral. I'd dominate that shit.
I won the last one I played in versus
All right.
you.
Yeah, you played me in the finals, and you got lucky, man. Triple
Dude, my
Chinese
deck was
Time
6,
Spiral.
dude.
I had like 2 Physis in my deck.
Greater Gargadon?
Yeah, your Gargadon that's what it was. Your Gargadon came out because I like couldn't draw out of it. Like I had you on the ropes and you're like, Gargadon.
Why didn't you put this as it?
Because I didn't have the Physis in hand. Like I have 2 of them in my deck and I didn't draw either of them. It was
Right.
really funny. Alright, so we played with all Chinese cards. I don't know if I told this story on the last podcast, but I just played...
They can listen again.
Yeah, I showed Kevin. Kevin played Castle Raptors, and it's a 3/5 with Physis about to resolve next turn, and I'm like, okay. He's at like 7 life. I go, Physis resolves. I target Castle Raptors. He goes, okay, I gain 3 life, and then I lose 5 life. And I'm like, what? No, you lose the game immediately. And then we had like an epic argument until we actually looked up what the fucking Chinese characters said.
You're really
was
good
like-
at saying that word. This?
Physis?
Yeah.
I'd say-
Pathisis.
It's pronounced Isis.
Is it
ISIS?
Isis?
Okay, it's not
Yeah.
good then. Never mind.
It's pronounced.
You
You give
can
someone
say-
the raspberry and then ISIS.
You know why I play that card? Or like, you know the story behind that card was, remember an American like finally won something against the Japanese players? I forget what it was, but the Japanese had been dominating for a while. But the Japanese players were like first picking Physis, and then like, or not even, like American players were just shipping it, and the Japanese players were just looking around the table like, what the fuck is wrong with these round-eyed morons? This is the best fucking card in the format. And ever since I heard that story, I'm like, well, they're actually right. It just goes off and does like a
Yeah.
shit ton of damage and kills a guy.
It is kind of a beating.
Yeah,
The
and
problem
we-
is that black kind of sucked in that format, but
yeah.
Black
But
was
we always
awesome in that
passed that
format.
card.
I
Like
love
even if I was
black.
in black, I would just ship that, and I don't know why.
I don't think black was that bad in that format.
Black was
it was fine in
crazy
triple
good.
time spiral, but it was so bad otherwise.
Yeah, it did get a
yeah.
lot worse. Like what came
Yeah,
into
the
Future Sight?
rebels and the
Yeah, the
Madness.
blight speaker
Yeah.
into the Wrathy Trapper and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. You named the only playable common from that set.
There were 2.
Yeah. And like Future Sight, all you got was like Augur of Skulls, like
No, you had the
You
had
have an
Icarus
Crown.
Crown.
No, you had
had
Dude,
Icarus
Icarus Slick,
Yeah,
you had
Icarus.
Death
Yeah,
I
Rattle,
did
you
have
had
Icarus
the,
Slick in Death Rattle.
so you had the
Yeah, no.
2/2 Flying Haste, discard a card guy, which was like, could be very good if your deck was
You could
synergistic
rebel. He was a
enough.
rebel too, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he was a rebel.
He
Green was the
He was
best
an
color
imp
though.
rebel. The first and only imp rebel.
Green was just devastating in Time Spiral block though.
Well,
Especially
green-
because what's that? It had
It's like
Sprout
green-
Swarm.
yeah.
Well,
Sprout
Sprout Swarm
Swarm-
wasn't green. It was every deck.
Yeah, well that's true. But
Right.
it also had my 2 favorite Future Sight like rounded it out because you had Nissan Corsair, who we called the car because it's Nissan, and then you had the bus.
Nissan Corsair, Nessie,
Yeah, the
and
Nissan Corsair. No, it was the Nissan Corsair.
It was.
Literally, like
Four-door.
kids would just go yell car, like and like slam that thing down on the table. And oh no! Anytime you attacked with Nissan Corsair, you had to say beep beep was the rule in the store. And then if you had Imperiosaur, who we referred to as the bus, you had to go honk honk, and then send that thing slamming into the red zone.
Imperiosaur was good.
Imperiosaur was baller. I love that mechanic too. I want to see that come back because that was a future shifted card.
Which card?
Can only be paid for with basic mana.
Oh yeah, I
Cheap
thought
green,
that was
green,
gonna be
5/5.
Zendikar because I thought Zendikar was gonna be dinosaurs and shit like that.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
It would have been cool.